NCAA tournament. Penn State, Dayton for your Sunday afternoon. Taking hope to the hoop. Let's go. The Dayton Flyers in the red. It'll be Penn State in the blue. Dayton starting lineups: Keontae Jones, Javon Bennett, Deshane Montgomery, Jacob Connor, and Amael Latong. This is Bennett, preseason first team all-conference pick. Latong, second team, and he wants a three. Missed it, and Mingo on the gather. Penn State, Caden Mingo, Dominic Stewart, Josh Reed, Eli Rice, and Sasha Ciani. And this is Ciani off his foot, and Jones the steal. And Keontae Jones, new member of the Dayton family, playing his basketball last year at Cal State Northridge, and I know the Flyer fans are excited to see this young man.
Yeah, and that's what Dayton wants to see. I know, talking with the staff, they want to see Dayton turn defense into offense right there. And you see Jones getting it off of the turnover and then finishing in transition. They've got a lot of athletic players on the wing that want to play up-tempo this year. Right there was a good sign.
Brooks, this guy is a stat stuffer as he missed the free throw. Bennett trying to steal it away from Josh Reed, but you look at the numbers that Keontae Jones put up last year at Cal State Northridge. It makes you sort of scratch your head.
You know, the comparison, and for Dayton fans, they'll recognize the name. The comparison that coaches keep giving me is Trey Landers, but just with a little bit more off. See a lot of yeah, it's chess, but the necessary outcome isn't to win the ball game. It's also situational work. You know, how do you handle certain situations? That's going to be what's going to happen today.
I love that you mentioned, and it's important that we throw this out there multiple times, exhibition game, because there are a couple of different things that folks might, the referees are going to let them play, but you can't foul out of this game. It would be a game I'd be thrilled to play in.
Yeah.
But we got a fantastic crew on hand. Bert Smith, James Brady, Roger Ayers. Late in the shot clock here, and Nittany Lions in trouble as Eli Rice threw it up, but not in time. And how about that defensive sequence by Dayton, just suffocating?
Yeah, the first minute, 10 seconds right here for Flyers. That's kind of what the coaching staff was hoping would be the identity of this team. Again, I mentioned earlier, they got a lot of great athletes, tough-minded, hard-nosed guys that just want to get after you defensively. You already saw Dayton picking up the pressure, full court, and also not letting back in the half court.
Latong will hand off to Deshane Montgomery. Last year playing at Georgia, travel violation here on Javon Bennett. Montgomery had an outstanding season at Mount St. Mary's, where he started his career, was actually Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Rookie of the Year, and last year appearing in 17 games for the Georgia Bulldogs. Inbound to Reed, now to Mingo. Brooks, and looking back to your day, the exhibition, it has changed so much. What we used to see as a secret scrimmage, now teams a lot more out in front of fans and, you know, putting in the work in actual game settings. As Reed, a loose ball, picks it up, lost it. But what's the main goal today for both coaching staff?
Well, I love it. I mean, I get the behind closed doors, you know, the secret scrimmages. I understand the concept behind that.
Oh.
But what I love about the public scrimmages, these open exhibitions, you don't play the regular season games in empty gyms, right? So it gives guys time to kind of get acclimated, especially for Dayton, for example. Some of these guys haven't played in front of these crowds. You know, getting used to playing in front of 13,000 every night. You know, Penn State is coming in here and playing on the road in an environment where there's a lot of crowd and getting used to a tough environment. So there's a lot of benefits for playing, you know, open scrimmages or open exhibitions.
Penn State having a tough time getting it in, but finally able to find Eli Rice. And it's great to see this young man back out on the floor. Last year, an Achilles injury, only played in one game for the Nittany Lions. There's another turnover for the blue and white. But Rice, one of the four co-captains, Jacob Connor wants a corner three. He's got one.
Dayton has high expectations for Jacob Connor. Last year, he kind of just wanted to fit in, figure out his role, take open shots. This year, the aggression is going to be there. You're going to look for Jacob Connor to really look for his on the offensive end, because they need his shot-making ability. But a great answer right there by Penn State, or Rice on the other end.
And that's what he does best. He can really shoot the basketball, and it was terrific penetration by Mingo. Letang puts it on the floor with the left.
Well, that's what makes him such a tough cover, 7-1, but he can.
Rebound comes to Keontae Jones, a grad student from Madison, Wisconsin. He'll cut here, and he's got himself a dunk.
Well, we just talked about Letang's ability to make plays for others. You know, talking to the Dayton staff, a lot of the plays are going to run through Letang because of his elite passing ability, as we saw right there. Great back cut by Jones. Excellent pass by Letang.
3-ball, corner pocket. Josh Reed unable to convert. Flyers trying to push. Javon Bejan, hesitation move. Just rolled off the rim. Good rebound by Reed as Jones and Dayton active hands here early.
Well, you see Penn State trying to get used to the activity on the defensive end by Dayton. Now, Penn State, last year's team averaged 79 points a game, the most in Penn State history. So they're going to figure this out. They want to play fast. You see a great pull-up right there by Mingo. But Penn State wants to spread you out, get into the lane, create for others, and then they surround you with shooting ability. So they're just going to figure out this is going to be a great test for them because of Dayton's perimeter defensive ability.
Oh, the lob. Letang unable to make the catch. Montgomery on the find, and a 3 in transition is short from Stewart, but on the cleanup, it's Josh Reed.
That's what they want to do. Penn State wants to play fast. They want to get the early looks, quick looks right there, a quick transition 3. But what happens when you have the defense trailing behind, that opens up opportunities for offensive rebounds, as we saw right there.
Jones, 3-pointer no. Letang trying to tip it in. He'll be at care source.
The amount of strength and courage that Coach Grant and his wife Chris has shown over the last few years, I mean, it's remarkable. Even today, you can see, yes, it's a great cause and all that, and the Jay's Light Foundation that the Grant family started. But, you know, this is a reminder of what they went through. I mean, watching Coach Grant and his wife at half court receive that check, even you can see the looks on their faces heavy, and it's just a reminder of how fragile life is, and you never know what someone's going through. So, you know, kudos to Coach Grant and his wife to push through, persevere, and use their platform to bring awareness and continue to spread the word that you're not alone, and anyone out there that, you know, a scary statistic, 1 in 6 people are dealing with some type of mental health issue or depression. So if you know more than 6 people, there's somebody in your life that's quietly suffering. So ask questions, be inquisitive. You know, trust me, I work with at-risk young people, and sometimes it's hard to ask those questions, but you'd rather ask and inquire, let them know that they have help so they don't know they're feeling helpless and alone, and again, continue to create awareness.
Well said, my friend. Quite a few new faces out here on the floor. Bryce heard one of them is looking underneath for the pass. We saw a bucket from Ivan Juric in the number 3 jersey, and actually an and-1. This is a big body, 7 foot. He's calling for it here on the block, and Juric out of Croatia. Quite a few international players for Penn State. They highlighted how young this team is, Mingo included. 3-ball is off the back iron. A couple of freshmen out there for the Flyers, and Malcolm Thomas. Jones to the rack off a nice find from Bennett.
That's a great pass by Bennett by getting into the lane. Bennett is extremely quick. It's hard to stay in front of him. He usually can get to where he wants to get to on the court, but then great movement by Jones. He didn't just stay stagnant, cut to the basket. Bennett found him for an easy 2.
This is Mason Blackwood, a freshman from Rochester, New York. We'll give to one of the only starters back from Mike Rhodes' team a year ago, and Freddie Dillon, the 5th, who misses. Bennett, step back 3, book it.
Von Bennett has been playing with an amazing amount of confidence all summer. I saw him before the game coming down the locker room. He said, "This is our year." Just the way that he carries himself. He understands that this is his team. They're following his lead, and watching him in practice. Everybody responds to his leadership and his energy. And just, you know, you see him stepping back right there, and just the balance and the patience that he plays with. You know, definitely expecting a big season from Javon Bennett.
He'll take a seat. I was kind of surprised. I asked you what you were most looking forward to today from a Dayton and a Penn State side. On the UD side, you said Javon Bennett.
I did, because I mean the buzz around the program and excitement for. You see a great take to the basket right there, but
Dillion on the finish.
For Dillion, yeah, but the buzz around is that Javon, man, he's got first-team conference ability, and that's what the expectation is. So I'm interested to see what it looks like when he has the keys to the vehicle like he does this year.
Bryce Hurd, fade away jumper.
Beautiful move.
Transfer from NC State, actually went to Raleigh last year early, and still a really young guy, just turned 19 a week ago. Here's some penetration from Dominic Stewart, another returner from Penn State. Just 3 of them on this roster. Stewart came off the bench for 24 games last year. A steal as Blackwood lost it. Montgomery had his pocket pick. Nice job by Dominic Stewart to get back in on the play. Now, and I mentioned the 3 returners. So Dillion, 31 games, 28 starts as we got a whistle and a foul. And Eli Rice, the other one, a part of that mix. And I already highlighted his injury and only playing in 1 game. As Jalen Simon will check in, and going off will be Hurd.
And look for them to kind of monitor Hurd's minutes, even in the exhibition, just because he recently just came back from dealing with mono. I mean, so he's still recovering. So look for him to kind of play in 2-3 minute spurts at a time. But you can see, that, again, the identity that Dayton wants to have this year is to just be relentless defensively and make you uncomfortable. They've done that so far to Penn State. Now, Penn State's starting to calm down and take their time, and that's how you handle an aggressive defense, is you slow it down, screen them, make them move. But, man, Dayton, you could just see they're playing with a high level of intensity.
Adam Jai here from the Bronx, New York. Oh, making his way to the bucket. An impressive finish from the transfer from Iona. Timeout on the floor. Dayton on top by 9 here early. This is the spotlight, the shine a light on mental health.
First to pick up in full court, that is what they're going to try to do all year, is just speed teams up, make them uncomfortable, make them play fast, and not allow them to sit in their offense and just get good looks.
Freddie Dillion, the 5th, started his career at Tennessee, but found a home. Was really solid for them a year ago. In some trouble here with Montgomery. Trying to find Stewart. Dillion went to go get it and fires a 3 in the corner. And Dayton will bring the ball with Jan Simon. 11.5 minutes left in the first. Adam Jai played starter minutes last year at Iona. Pull-up jumper, it's off the mark, and the rebound to Tibor Mircic out of Slovenia. This guy played in the top league in Slovenia. So, you know, we highlight him being a freshman, but you kind of got to put an asterisk on that, Brooks, because with Mircic and also Meli Tunja, who we haven't seen yet, is all nice up and under move by Dillion, but they got some experienced guys playing against some serious competition coming in as freshmen.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be on paper considered young. They've got a lot of experienced guys that have played professionally in their countries. You know, Penn State's issue, or not even an issue, it's just going to be how quickly can they start to gel and play together. But in terms of the talent and the roster that has been built, they've got what it takes to be competitive in the Big Ten.
Want to put back Montgomery? No, got another chance at it, missed it. Here comes Simon, and he lost it out of bounds. Malcolm Thomas, a really good move on that first shot for the Flyers. He did not play last year at Villanova. He comes here as a redshirt freshman, and he's going to go off. As Dayton making multiple changes. The starting lineup back on for UD, and starting lineup back on for Penn State, with the exception of Freddie Dillion.
And Malcolm Thomas, his ceiling is extremely high. He's explosive. His knack for rebounding and shot blocking. You saw his athleticism, even though he didn't finish on the last play. You know, it's just going to be how quickly does he pick up on Coach Grant's system? That'll determine some of his minutes this year, but they're definitely high on his potential.
Pull-up jumper, Dillion finding his way into the game. double figures in 17 games last year for Penn State. Leading the way here for the Nittany Lions early. Keontae Jones. Whoa, some strength there getting to the hoop.
Yeah, extremely aggressive drive to the basket. Jones he's athletic, but he also plays under control right there. You saw him come to a 2-foot stop, kind of get the defender off balance, and then was able to finish through a little bit of contact.
Eli Rice, three-pointer, wide right. Rebound, though, comes to Sasha Ciani, but he's unable to convert, and Jacob Connor going to the hoop. Lost it on the way up. Keontae Jones leading all scorers with 8. DeLeon here with the left-hand dribble. The top scorer for the Nittany Lions was 6. And there we got a whistle and a foul. As this is going to go against Amael Latong.
And last year, Penn State, again, we talked about their scoring ability, 79 points a game, and they ran a lot of ball screen action. Now, the roster looks a little bit different. They're trying to figure out if they're going to be able to do that as much this year, but anytime they've gotten into ball screen action, they've gotten a good look in the half court. That's why Dayton wants to keep you uncomfortable. They don't want you to get into your sets and allow you to put them into ball screen action.
Reed, the former Bearcat, will give to Ciani. He knows about Cincinnati, Ohio. He was at Xavier his freshman season before going to UIC and putting up some good numbers a year ago. Lost it, got it back, and we got to travel. Ciani from Slovenia meeting up with Amael Latong. A lot of FIBA experience out here, and Latong the latest in U20 this past summer for France.
Yeah, went over there and had a successful couple of months while he was gone, and I think he was gone for 7 weeks. Now Dayton wants to play through the time. Just the thing they want to see him add, and as well as NBA scouts, and his physicality. Everybody knows how great of a player he is, how highly skilled he is, but the physicality of the game. Is he going to be able to bring that? And the sooner he's able to bring some physicality to the game, the quicker and higher his stock is going to jump up.
Javon Bennett, another three-pointer. It was a nice find from Adam Jai, and there you can understand why they're so high on Caden Mingo coming back the other way quickly.
Yeah, he's a guy that can go get his. He doesn't need ball screens. He's tough off of ball screens. He can also space you out, just get by you. Very good three-point shooter. As he starts to figure out this college game, he is going to be a force.
Jai going to be called for steps and a turnover. And both teams will go to the bench. Ivan Urich in for Penn State, and Bryce Hurd returns for Dayton.
You know, one of the challenges, Alex, when you're trying to get a team to play up-tempo, play fast, or play with tempo, is getting them to recognize when. It's not always good to play fast. Sometimes you want to slow it down and get a good look. You saw right the last play, he got sped up a little bit and caused a turnover, and then right there in pressure, Penn State did a great job handling the full court trap, advanced the basketball, moved it from one side of the court to the other, and got a wide open look, was able to knock it down.
So Rice, his second field goal. We got a foul on this end. Reggie Groden hit. There's the Deshane Montgomery from the Sunshine State in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 8 to shoot, back in Hurd's hands. Here's Latong, lost it, got it back, falls to Jai, looks at the clock, missed the three, but there's Latong on a putback.
Now, while it might look like Dayton caught a break, almost turnover, what you want to point out on the positive was Latong's ability to stay active, keep his hands active, was able to fight for that possession, which ended up leading to an opportunity for that offensive putback.
There's a New York City matchup. Mingo going at Jai. And Adam Jai doing well to force a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Nittany Lions, though.
How nice is it if you do get beat off the dribble, you got 7-1 waiting at the rim for your protection.
Well, and don't think that the Flyers don't understand that. I mean, I think one player we haven't mentioned, it is important to throw out there. Dayton's playing without Jordan Durkak, who could very well be a starter for Coach Anthony Grant and what he was able to do at Merrimack and then last year at Rutgers. But Dayton's going to have some active hands and maybe taking some more chances with steals, knowing that they got Amael Latong waiting in the paint.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was the same concept when Deron Holmes was here, who's now in the NBA. When you know you have somebody at the rim, a rim protector, it allows you to be more aggressive, take some more chances on the perimeter. So Dayton's going to rely on helping, but they're going to rely on Latong being at the rim to kind of deter or alter shots.
And so after the whistle, give the ball back to Penn State. Now finally able to get it in. Ivan Juric played last year in Kansas. And the Croatian giving way to the Slovenian and Tibor Mirtic. And boy, Dayton's pressure, it's been intense here early, Brooks.
Yeah, man, it just literally keeps you off balance. It keeps you uncomfortable, and it also pushes you away from the rim. I mean, what do you do when you start to feel pressure with the basketball? A lot of times you retreat, you back up, and that's what Dayton's defense is doing at Penn State.
Latong missing on the three. Last year he shot 33% from distance. And as this ball is kicked and lost out of bounds, it'll stay with Penn State. Malcolm Thomas back on for the Flyers. Nittany Lions bring on Dominic Stewart, and Caden Mingo will take a seat.
It's going to be interesting to see what Penn State does in terms of strategy. Because, you know, last year, athletic, very up-tempo team, averaged 80 points a game. They pressed 20% of their possessions, which was second in the Big Ten, meaning they want to get active and kind of the way that Dayton is playing them today. They wanted to speed you up last year. Just looking at this roster and kind of the size, they're not really built for up-tempo and pressure. So it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Rhodes does in terms of adjusting their strategy this year.
Turnover for the Nittany Lions, and here we got a whistle and a foul as Jai was fouled trying to find a teammate. That foul going against Juric, and again, team fouls, we're going to play it as normal when it comes to the bonus, but amongst personal fouls, players cannot foul out here in this exhibition contest. Shane Montgomery finds Jai. Working his way to the foul line. Step back, he got the roll.
Yeah, listen, Jai's going to be tough in this league. Right now, individually, his one-on-one or his ISO game is elite. He can get his shot off on anyone, anytime he wants to. The challenge in terms of where his area of growth is going to be and how quickly can you apply that ability into a system, into concepts, learning when to create and when to play within the system. But in terms of ability and playmaking ability, there's not many that'll be better in this Atlantic 10 Conference.
Penn State inbounding. Juric, top the key, moves to the left side to Dillion. Dillion guarded by Jacob Connor. Going glass, missed it. It was a good box out by Simon, and Montgomery able to squeeze the pumpkin. He's trying to get to the other end. Missed it at the rim. Fight for the rebound came to Simon, and Connor's got an open three. Nittany Lions will bring him in the front court with Mirtic. The lob to Juric, and he was able to somehow keep the possession.
Hey, listen, we talked about it. This is an exhibition, and it's going to look a little sloppy at times, right? Last couple minutes been a little bit sloppy for both ends, but that's expected early on like this.
Strong take and a better tip. It was Mirtic with the first shot, and it's Juric on the finish. Jan Simon, redshirted his first year, 32 games last year. Jai missing the three, and the Nittany Lions trying to inch closer.
Well, what you've noticed on the Dayton end, it's gotten a little stagnant, become a little bit too individual, too much ISO. They really haven't made Penn State move on the defensive end like they were doing early in the game. I love that they're playing with a lot of tempo and playing fast because I think that's what's going to best suit them. But again, we talk about it, recognizing when to push and when to play in tempo. And on the other end, you can see Nittany Lions aren't going anywhere. It's that, yeah, they're young on paper, but it's kind of that veteran experience that we talk about, guys that have played at a high level. They've kind of weathered the storm, and they're staying right in there with the Flyers.
Dominic Stewart at the free throw line. They got that last foul on Montgomery. Stewart last year had some issues at the charity stripe and shooting 54%. As the Nittany Lions bring on 3. Flyers also making a couple of changes.
It'll be interesting to see these last 4 minutes. You look at the group on the court for the Nittany Lions. Now it's a smaller, more athletic group. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Rose tries to go to a little bit of pressure, try to speed up this game a little bit, at least from their end, because the lineup on the court looks like it's built for that.
Stewart the miss. Rebound comes to Thomas. Malcolm Thomas, the only freshman so far to see action for Dayton. Jan Simon working his way to the hoop. Missed the shot, and here comes Penn State. Dillion rolled out. And who did last touch? This is going to be Penn State basketball. There's a timeout on the floor.
There's timeout on the floor.
Penn State and Dayton. And a game where both these teams are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable.
They are. You can see both teams responded again. Dayton came out with the urgency. Penn State has now responded, kind of slowed down the tempo of the game a little bit, which benefits them. You know, but you're also starting to see some fatigue. Now this is early season, right? So guys are still getting themselves into that game shape. You know, but you know, the 7 turnovers for Dayton. Actually, both teams right now sitting on 7 turnovers. I mean, there's things to clean up, but that's what these games are for. Is get your stuff on film against some other high-level teams, see what you can work on, see what works, see what rotations look good together, and continue to improve and get ready for that opener.
Josh Reed, who missed on the other end for Penn State. The Lions 2 of 8 from 3. Dayton shooting a much higher percentage, 3 of 5. Javon Bennett's got 2 of them, and here he is with the basketball, giving way to Jones, the top scorer in this game at 8. Lutong. Jones, the attack. Oh, he has been impressive, Brooks.
Yeah, he has. And one thing that I'm really noticing with Jones that I'm really impressed with, he knows when to attack. He can see. So Dayton has been great with the movement. There's a lot of movement in their offense for the most part. And Jones sees when there's movement going on away and the defense is rotating away from you, that's a time to attack. And he's done that 2 or 3 times, and it's been successful each time.
Give you some of the numbers on Keontae Jones. Last year was all Big West first team. He had 14 double-doubles.
I believe it.
13 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. The guy was just putting up some serious stats. And he's got Dayton a 10-point lead right now. Mingo, stop, pop, score.
And that's what he does. Again, we talked about it. He can go get a basket. And why that's important is because when teams are on runs, Dayton was on a run. Mingo was able to just slow it down, create something, and stop the momentum.
Montgomery rimmed in and out. But that's good action from Dayton. Mingo trying to get into his groove. Oh, great find, and it's Reed at the rim.
There Mingo goes again, right? Last possession, he just went ahead and took it upon himself to get a basket. That time got into the lane. Great cut by Reed. Connor fell asleep on the weak side. That Reed made that back cut, and Connor fell asleep. But again, great playmaking ability by Mingo.
Travel at one of the top recruits for this class, and the top recruit in Penn State history. Loses out of bounds here, and good defense by Javon Bennett.
Well, and Mingo won't be afraid of the stage. We kind of talked about it early in the broadcast. He's played at a high level. He hasn't played in college, but the level he played EYBL circuit, which a lot of times has some of the best athletes, you know, in the country. So he's not afraid of this moment and not afraid of the competition. He's ready to kind of take, and that's why they named him captain as a freshman.
Jones faked on 3, going to the rim. He'll be at the line to shoot 2. The thing I love about Mingo, it's a guy, you know, a player of the year and a Gatorade Player of the Year for New York. How New York is it that he announced his commitment on the Breakfast Club?
I did not know that, did he?
Yes, yes. And he's a fun player to watch, and he is going to make folks in Happy Valley smile for sure. And right now here at Dayton, Flyer fans are excited about Keontae Jones.
Hold on, man. Get back to that Breakfast Club. What you know about the Breakfast Club, man? You listening?
Charlemagne the God? I mean, come on, Brooks.
All right, man. My fault, player.
Don't think I'm not connected. You know DJ Envy.
Yeah. Angela Yee, she's not on there anymore.
No,
but
no.
Yeah.
All right, 8-point game. As Brooks and I are having fun. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday as CareSource Invitational, big stretch of basketball here in Dayton in the next couple of days. 3 games total. So we're going to push, and Jacob Connor being called on the foul. This will be the 7th team foul for Dayton, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for Eli Rice.
And that's the one thing that we're going to be looking for with Jacob Connor is his ability on the defensive end. Right, so we talked about the perimeter defense ability for the Flyers. Jacob is the one question mark, and not that he can't defend, but that's who our offense are going to attack. And he's a solid defender, but a couple times early in this first half, he's gotten beat on some drives, he's gotten beat on a couple backdoor cuts, so he's going to just need to be locked in defensively, and that'll make sure, and that's how he'll stay on the court.
Eli Rice has got 8 points to match Freddie Dillon. Rice mentioned just a really tough Achilles injury and missed all of last season. And you can tell how excited he is to be out there. A couple threes now, a couple free throws. Minute to play, Dayton up by 6. Latong, he'll be at the foul line. Brooks, talk about Ameo Latong, one, being able to play this year for his home country, but also sort of the wear and tear and not necessarily getting a break like some of his other teammates, and then I think maybe spending some of that time in the weight room.
Yeah, and you know, you don't want to put that commentator's jinx out there, but a guy that size oftentimes deals with injuries or just being banged up and nicked up. He has been fortunate enough not to really deal with that, especially a guy that has the basketball in his hand, is involved in a lot of the action inside and outside. So that's why they really want him. Yeah, along with the benefits to being stronger in terms of improving your game, that also helps with durability. So they're going to continue to work on his body because they need this young man. If he has the type of season that they're hopeful he can have, you're looking at a very dangerous top 25 caliberous team. But a lot of that's going to depend on his production.
Reed stepping into a double team, but able to find Mingo. Good hands there by Montgomery to knock it away from Freddie Dillon, the 5th.
Listen, I've been very impressed with Montgomery's defensive ability. He is a lockdown defender. He's explosive on the offensive end. Hasn't gotten his offense going this game. 0 for 4 from the field, and right on cue. We talk about.
He heard you.
Yeah, he heard me, but man, his ability to defend has really been standing out to me this afternoon.
Well, he also kind of had his issue with injuries last season at Georgia.
Well, and he's up.
I don't think a foul was called. Yeah, it's just going to be ball out of bounds.
It wasn't called, but that's what Montgomery's upset about. He felt like he won the position to the basketball, and he kind of got knocked out of the way. So he was thinking he got fouled.
Well, one thing I think's been interesting about this first half, it has been Jamal Brunt, who has been sort of calling out most of the action from the Penn State sideline. Mike Rhodes kind of a little bit of a back seat. He's been sitting down most of the half. Here's Rice, deep 3, had to fire it though with the shot clock winding down. Reed got the rebound. He's got an extra possession here for the Nittany Lions.
You can see that Penn State is starting to find their rhythm, their flow. Early on, I would say within the first 8 minutes of the first half, they couldn't even get a good look. Now you can see over the last 10 minutes, probably this half, they're starting to get whatever looks they want, getting wide open looks. They're running their sets. And again, that's what these exhibitions are for. It's a public dress rehearsal for the opener, and both teams are getting a lot out of this.
Foul on Javon Bennett off the inbounds. And trying to get through that screen. It's going to be the 1-and-1 here for Caden Mingo. Around and down. For Penn State, they got to feel pretty good here. And free throw from Mingo, chance to get it to 4. They were down 10 just a couple of minutes ago. And it might be closer. Can Rice save it? No, he was out of bounds. And I would assume Dayton would hold here for the last shot.
Yeah, they definitely will. But I'm looking at Penn State, the box score, and they've got to be happy right now. They've got 5 guys that have scored, and those guys are, between 4 and 8 points. So you like how it's spread out. Yeah, because that's the more weapons you have in the court, obviously the tougher it is to guard.
Montgomery able to break some pressure from Penn State. Now Javon Bennett happy to hold.
Probably just going to see a little 2-man game between Latong and Bennett to end this half.
Pick and pop. Latong will line it up. It's off the back iron. Here's Bennett. Oh, Latong another chance. 34-29. Halftime from Dayton. And the K-Source Invitational in this exhibition game. Hey, in just a few minutes, we'll be joined by